Hello everybody, can you hear me? Let's use the symbols today here on the spaces. If you can hear me, put a symbol so I can see that everybody can hear as we are speaking today. Perfect. I can see the first person has already made symbol. Now we go. People can hear me. That's a very good start. Let's give it a few minutes while we get some more people into this AMA today. I'll just get it shared here a little bit. Perfect. We are getting more and more people. You can see some of our ambassadors have also been joining now. We started up the ambassador program earlier this week and are currently introducing them into our ecosystem, bringing them information so they can help us bring more awareness to the Roburna blockchain. As you can hear, I've gotten a smaller cold, so my voice might appear a little bit different from normally, but I'm in good health still. It's just a smaller cold that has affected my voice a little bit and my nose. Okay, I can see people are joining in. We'll just take 2 more minutes and then we will get into the updates of today. Remember, if anybody have questions, you are welcome to post the questions inside of our main channel, and you are welcome to obviously request to speak at the end of this AMA. First, I'll have some presentation of some things that we have been working on, and then we will go into questions. There has been questions submitted through the website. I am aware that there has been some issues since Thursday with submitting questions. And this is because we're currently working on a bigger upgrade. And for those who have looked into the website can see that we have been doing a lot of upgrades to the website, but there is some of the databases that is not connecting correctly, and that's affecting people to be able to submit questions directly through the website. We're currently working on this, and this will be optimized either during this weekend or early next week, so we can have this up and running. I can see somebody is requesting to speak. Please, let's wait for this at the end of the AMA. We run our AMAs like this, that first I do a little bit of presentation, and at the end of the presentations, then we will allow people to speak. So please, we would like to follow this format for people who listen to the recording after. Makes it a lot easier, right? So let's follow our format of how we have always been hosting our AMAs. You will get allowed to speak just at a later stage in this AMA. Perfect. Let's get started for today. So this week we have went into the ambassador program. We have selected the first 50 ambassadors, which are coming live now. Inside of our ambassador program, we're doing weekly private AMAs with the ambassadors to give them the information that they need. As you all know, I attended a crypto event yesterday, and there we had Algorand and Avalanche and they actually used the person who was speaker at the event was an Avalanche ambassador. So not one from the core team, but one from their ambassador program. And this is something that we would like to do with our ambassador program as well. Obviously, we need to have some introduction time to make sure that we select the ambassadors who have the full information about how our system works, how our protocol works, how our ecosystem is, and what we are interested in with our ecosystem. So we are sure that we don't have ambassadors out there speaking and sharing the wrong type of information. These events will take place both in Europe, in the United States, and also around the globe, in Asia, in Africa, in South America. And through the event yesterday, we will soon become speakers of this event as well. So this is a monthly event that's going to take place, or approximately monthly event that they will be hosting, and this will bring us into the South American market. The event yesterday went very, very well. I spoke with the founders. I also spoke with other founders of other big projects, and there was a lot of startups coming to pitch their projects, both in Web2 and Web3. And a lot of them in what we call 2.5, which is basically protocols that you don't see from the front interacts with crypto, which is probably the nearest future for large adoption into blockchain, is very easy interfaces, which is not focused on tokens and investment tools, but is focused on bringing a service into the industry and use the blockchain as a tracking or as a financial tool. Yeah. Furthermore, we are currently, as you all know, we launched a few weeks ago. We are working a lot to optimize our protocols, and we are going to launch our next testnet campaign for Roburna. It's going to come live next week, and through this testnet campaign, we are going to focus here on optimizing of our protocols and the user friendliness of these new protocols that's going to come live. And for anybody who's interested, we would like everybody to participate and come with feedback as you test through new protocols and old protocols, so we can get it optimized as much as possible for the mainstream media. Then I have a little update on the staking pools. I know some people have already taken notice that on ArborSwap we have managed now to upload the staking pools. The staking pools are not live, they're only displayed on ArborSwap. They're going to come live next week for people to be able to go in and claim from the 2-year, the 3-year, and the 5-year stakings, which is live. Or which was live on BSC network, to be correctly, and there you will be able from next week to come in and claim your rewards. We'll be making an official announcement when the staking pools are finally tested, uploaded, and filled with rewards for people to claim them. And in this regard, we know there is a lot of people who have been staked all their tokens and are currently not sitting with gas in their wallet. For this, we have made not only for this, but also for this, as I mentioned earlier, I think it was last year, I mentioned that people who have their rewards will not need to buy Roburna to be able to start claim their rewards. What we have done is we have done a gas airdrop, which will be launched next week. And this gas airdrop will basically give out enough gas to interact on our blockchain, enough gas to deploy a contract on our blockchain, or enough gas to be able to claim your rewards through a staking protocol. This gas airdrop is a singular airdrop, which means that you'll get a fraction of Roburna to be able to interact on the mainnet. So this will come live next week with its own announcement, and this will be live before the claiming of the staking pools will be live. So if anybody here is sitting with rewards from BSC network and is not able to claim them because you don't have any gas, then you'll be able to claim free gas here, and from there go in to claim your staking rewards when that announcement will coming following. We have also, as we've made the gas airdrop, then we have decided that we were also gonna update the design of our testnet browser. So if you go into browser.roburna.com, then you can see that we have upgraded the design of this protocol that we have on testnet, and that's going to be a design that's going to follow in to the airdrop as well. Besides this, then I went in earlier this week and announced that we have a new partnership, and this new partnership is basically a protocol where you can go in and register DApps. It's called Magic Store. We're soon going to come with an announcement in regards to this protocol, which has now interacted with us. And now for people who make DApps, specifically DApps, is able to add the DApps into the Magic Store, and from here get some awareness towards this. And it's now possible to add it that you are a Roburna-based DApp. This is going to make it a lot easier for new partners to start get interaction, no matter if they are DApps, games, or other applications on our network. We now have this possibility to bring more awareness towards the protocols, and they obviously have their own website, everything. An announcement will come shortly in regards to this. Next on my list is the Roburna Forest. The Roburna Forest, as I mentioned earlier, we have had issues with the weather in the specific area of our land. Somebody submitted a question earlier this week in regards to when are we going to start to plant and everything. We will soon be starting the first planting to test out that the climate and the soil and everything, because you know the temperature above the soil is not the same temperature as under the soil, but we'll soon be starting with the planting. We have a person now stationed up there, and this will be moving forward. We are still planning to do an event a little bit later this year, where we will invite everybody down. This specific person who have submitted the question have said that they would like to come down and help with the planting. And obviously we would like to interact with our community in terms of our planting and in terms of the whole forest project. So as soon as we have been doing some testing, I'm currently speaking with the supplier of the trees, which are going to come from France and get delivered down to Portugal. So we're currently coordinating with them when they can have the first trees ready for us to get delivered, so we can start the first planting and see how everything moves forward in the planting program. But it will definitely be in a few months at the earliest before we will invite the community down. But you will get information in due time, and we will also come with some information in terms of of the possibility to stay either on the land or in places nearby the land, and transportation and everything. So as you all know, we take the planting of our forest very seriously, and we put a lot of love into this project, and everybody who can find time to help to come down and be part of the project, either in one way or another, is something that we would obviously appreciate a lot. And after we have planted this forest side, then we will be looking into expanding first in the European continent, and we are already in communication with projects that want to work with us outside of the European continent, as we want this project to become international. Perfect. I think we have went into the majorities of, no, I have another big subject. So there's been some discussion during this week inside of our main chat in terms of staking and validation rewards. So in terms of staking, if you decide to stake at this current moment, as you know, we have announced new staking pools, which is live. If you decide to stake on these pools, it will be different terms than what we had when we started our staking last year. And this is because tracking into our proof of earn and deep proof of earn is very, very complicated with an active staking program, which is also why it's not possible to stake again into the pools that was on the BSC network. So there is one term for the old stakers, and there is a new term for the new stakers. If you are an old staker, then you will still get the benefits of the validation rewards. And if you are a new staker, you simply go in and agree to taking a fixed RPI for your rewards on the mainnet, but obviously it will improve your position for when the staking program ends. So let's say that you stake inside of the 2-year staking program, which is not going to be open forever. So we will only be receiving staking into these specific pools for X amount of time. And when you unstake after 2 years, then you'll be standing with a better profile than you would be when you go into the program, if you enter today or you enter next month. But when you leave, then in 1 year or in 2 years or in 5 years, I think the staking pools are, then obviously your profile will be standing a lot better. But during the period of you being staked, during to the new terms of staking rewards, you'll not be getting the validation rewards. We're making the staking pools as a benefit for people, obviously to lower volatility inside of our network, and also to give people a fixed amount, because obviously this is the early times of our network, and it might be, as the validation rewards here is shared out to the majority of holders, and our current entrance level is only 10,000 Roburna coins, then obviously it is a lot. It's all the rewards that we'll be getting from the network will be shared out to a lot more people than it is on networks like BSC, Ethereum, etc. Which means that it might be more beneficial to apply to the staking program and get a fixed reward than it will be to actually get the network rewards directly. So this is something that you have to take into consideration individually. But what you do have to remember is that if you participate in the staking program, that means that you will have your tokens locked up for X amount of time, and that will bring you to a very, very high end of the earning profile whenever you are able to unstake from the protocol again. So yeah, this is how the new staking is working. Let me just go in over the questions that are submitted. When transferring, there is some questions submitted here from our contact form, and one of the questions goes as mentioned, when transferring tokens that are on the Roburna network from one wallet to another, or selling or buying, will affect your ranking as well, or is this only when transferring RBA coins? So if you are interacting with any other tokens, for example, USDC, USDT, or any of the new tokens that's getting deployed, as some of you maybe saw earlier this week, there was a community member who have deployed his own project. They are currently putting it on hold and are gonna do a relaunch and are focusing on community. But if you interact with any of these coins, that doesn't affect your ranking negatively. So if you go in and transfer any of the other coins from one wallet to another, this is not what we track from the program. What we track is the Roburna coin. And we will come forward. I'm sorry that we have been a little bit delayed with coming with the exact parameters and better explanations about what is the parameters, because as I mentioned earlier, I think it was 2 or 3 AMAs ago, then there will be a possibility for people who already hold the Roburna coin to interact with new coins without getting punished. But all of these interactions that we have, obviously selling is not a possibility. That will affect you directly. But if you go in to invest into new tokens, we have a specific formula. We are just trying to make it as easy understandable for everybody. I had actually made one document and we are currently sharing that with a specific audience to make sure that it's very well understandable, so we don't get any misunderstandings. And there has been some already, which is why we are working hard on getting this formulated in a way where nobody will misunderstand how the whole system works, both in terms of proof of earn, and more directly in terms of interacting with the network, because obviously it's beneficial for the ecosystem to interact with the ecosystem. So we want to have that possibility for everybody. Give me a second and I'll be back again. Sorry for that. I had to take a little second to blow my nose. As I mentioned earlier, I have a small cold which is affecting my voice and my nose a little bit. So this brings me to what I just talked about with proof of earn and transferring tokens. As I mentioned, if it's not the Roburna token, then it will not have any effect at all, at least not negatively. If it is directly the Roburna coin, we'll come up with the parameters. Currently, we are in talk with a lot of projects that's gonna launch, and I think it will not be next week, but it will be at the beginning of April that we're gonna start to see a lot of interaction. I both have heard of people who wanna launch meme coins and also utility projects. We already had one AMA live with a project that are coming live on our blockchain, and obviously we want to allow people to have the full interaction with them. So we're just finalizing the documentation to make sure that it's easy understandable for everybody and in all levels of English. So this brings me into the next question, information about the proof of earn, proof of earn, which actions will affect your earning profile and how can you interact within the Roburna ecosystem without hurting your earning profile. As I mentioned, I'm still getting this formulation optimized so it's easy understandable for everybody. And for this reason, I would like to push this question for next week so we can go in and verify that my latest formulation is correct and easy understandable for all levels of English, so we don't have any misunderstandings. But there will be a possibility to interact fully with the Roburna ecosystem. Obviously, selling is not going to be a possibility, but everything else of interacting with the ecosystem is going to be possible. So I will push this question into next week. We have another question which goes as mentioned. Do you need to hold a minimum amount of RBA inside of your wallet to be eligible to the validator rewards? Or if all tokens are in staking, they still count? as I mentioned earlier, there is two terms for old stakers and for new stakers. So this I will not go over again. The minimum hold for RBA is simply 10,000 coins, which is currently around $70 as we speak. Our chart have appreciated approximately 20% since we went on mainnet. And the same person is mentioning that there is some issues with scrolling on the page of the contact formula inside of our website. This is something that we're looking into. I have verified that it works well on PC, so I expect that this is an issue from a phone device. But we are currently having a team looking into this, so when we do our next upgrade of our website next week, then we will have looked into this issue. When you submit any technical issues, it would be very beneficial for us if we know exactly what device you're sitting with, if it's a mobile, if it's a PC, if it's a specific browser, or if it's an Android or a Apple device, because that helps us debug a lot easier. So for anybody who submits technical issues in the future, the more information that you can bring to us, the absolute better and easier from our side to go in and debug the issue. The next question that I have here is somebody is holding the wallet or the coin inside of the SafePal wallet. If I can explain if they're able to trade, my team will be posting an announcement how to go in and work with SafePal wallet, because it states on the website that they allow custom RCP, which means that you should be able to interact with the Roburna wallet, with the Roburna mainnet. So this will be posting a tutorial about how that works. I sadly haven't had time to test the SafePal wallet myself. It's not a wallet that I use, but any wallet that have custom RCP is a wallet that you can go in and interact with. And this brings me to another question that I've seen raised a few times, which is regards to the new tokenomics of Roburna. As we already announced last year, the mainnet and the mainnet tokenomics is not the same tokenomics as the Roburna token on BSC. And this is simply because the network wouldn't be able to function with the same tokenomics, because the team didn't reserve any tokens from the token launch. We have obviously had our buyback system, but this buyback system was given back out as rewards for the people who participated inside of the staking. So on our network, for us to be able to give out validation rewards, there needs to be tokens available, coins available for any interaction outside of our network. We need to have tokens available. This comes for every SEX listing. This comes for a bridge, and this comes for us bridging our token out on Ethereum, which we have been talking about for a while, to go in and interact with the Ethereum network. There needs to be a circulation supply attached towards that. So there is a supply that's reserved with more than 1,000 years of release. The specifics of this will come live next week to have a very easy description for everybody to understand how these tokens are admitted in. But basically, there is a little higher emission in the beginning, and then every 4 years, we'll be doing a halving of this emission, just like the Bitcoin ecosystem is doing this. When we calculate this out for the reserved amount that's locked up to both to rewarding validators and also to supporting the ecosystem in general, then all of this supply will be released over thousands of years. There is a question towards the second wallet, which is holding a larger supply of RBA, and this obviously comes in terms of the supply from the stakings that was done on the BSC network. These tokens we need to hold in a wallet until we can redistribute them into the new claiming contract on the mainnet. So here there will be allocated the tokens towards the reward first, and as we get closer to being able to unstake from these protocols, which was 2-year, 3-year, and 5-year, the first releases will come in approximately 11 months. Then the other tokens are going to be allocated into that protocol. So this is simply the supply that people have staked, plus some ecosystem tokens that's held in the second wallet. As this subject is very large and probably many people will come in towards questions about this, we're going to do a separate presentation that will be pre-recorded towards the tokenomics and a fully explanation about how this will be allocated and how this will go in to benefit and make our ecosystem function. But as I mentioned, this is very, very important for the ecosystem to be able to have a bridge, to be able to have SEX listings, to be able to have new staking rewards, which are now live for people to stake in. These coins obviously had to come somewhere, and we already went into it several times last year, and we will go in and make a separate presentation of exactly this subject to make sure that nobody misses it. So we will do one recording only in regards to this subject. So yeah, now I have went through the questions that I have gotten submitted inside of our contact form. It should include the questions that came from during the chat as well. If anybody should have any questions that they would like us to go over, then please let us know. You are now able to request to speak in this AMA if you would like to speak. And you can also drop your questions inside of our main channel. I'm currently opening our main channel, so if there should be any questions, then you can also submit them inside of our main channel. I'm currently looking over to see if there should be any questions submitted. We would like to go through any questions that anybody should have. You're also allowed to request to speak at this moment if you should like to ask your question live on the AMA here. In the meantime, I'll take a little time to go in and speak about ArborSwap. ArborSwap is currently live with the DEX on BSC and on Roburna. We are working on integrating the Ethereum DEX protocol. So here we only have on Ethereum the staking platform and the portal live. In terms of the launchpad, the token logger, and this I have actually went in and spoken with the developers earlier, and they're currently working to integrate it. So in the coming 2 weeks, then we will have the launchpad, the locker, and the airdrop system for new tokens to go live and have these facilities. So this will come in the coming weeks and will come with announcements as we move forward. When we have fully integrated the protocol on everything, then we will go in and focus on adopting new networks. And obviously, as you know, ArborSwap has its own roadmap, so we'll also go in and work with new utilities here. And these utilities will go in and be able to interact with NFTs and other functionalities. Casper is asking if I would like us to wait with questions about the new tokenomics. I think it would be most beneficial to avoid confusion that we do the specific presentation to go into the depth of this, and then we can go in. We will soon be having a new AMA, which will come within the next 10 to 14 days, and then we can go in and take all questions in regards to the tokenomics. As I mentioned, I'm currently working on both the proof of earn and we will be coming with a specific presentation of the tokenomics because we have discussed the subject a few times. So just to not repeat myself in too many presentations, I would like to do that. And Pete is asking if I got a date when I hope and think the validated rewards will go live, and this will be during the mainnet phase 4. We are soon to go into mainnet phase 3, and during the mainnet phase 4, then the proof of earn will go live. Obviously, the proof of earn is integrated from the beginning, so that's already set up. And what we are now pending on is the proof of earn to get implemented. And as mentioned from our development sheet, this is going to come in the phase 4 of our mainnet development. So it will be in phase 4. An exact date is something that I would like to avoid, just to make sure that we are keeping on track with all dates promised to the community. This is the questions that have been submitted inside of the chat so far. If anybody should have any last-minute questions, then please come with them so we can move. So we can end the recordings before it gets too long. As we know, when recordings get beyond an hour, then there is many people that will drop out of the presentation too early, and this is something that we would obviously like to avoid. Perfect. It seems like we went over all questions for today. Next week will come with a lot of other exciting news and new partners as we move forward in the mainnet phases. Obviously, the biggest is going to come when we end the mainnet phase 4 and the mainnet is fully integrated and have a full interaction. But I do know that there is some very exciting things for next week. So yeah, stay along, support us, get active in our social medias so we can get the world to know about Roburna. Thanks everybody for joining in and see you all next week.